Hello everyone, welcome to the first video of my channel. Today we are going to be covering 1 and 2-step equations. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share the video. Inverse operations. Inverse operations are mathematical operations that undo each other. For example, addition and subtraction. As you'll see here, adding 3 and subtracting 3 undo each other, because if I start with 5 and add 3, I get 8. But then when I take that 8 and subtract 3, I get back to 5, undoing it. Another example is multiplication and division. 5 times 3 is 15, but 15 divided by 3 is 5. Notice how when we start with 5, if I multiply by 3 and then divide by 3, I get back to 5. Multiplying by 3 and dividing by 3 undo each other. One-step equations. A one-step equation is an equation that requires one mathematical step to solve. For example, m plus 3 equals 9. Solve for m. We must find what number, when 3 is added to it, equals 9. The way we do this is by a process known as isolating the variable. M plus 3 equals 9. We want to isolate m so it is only m on the left side of the equation. So we must see what is being done to m. In this case, it is being added by 3. So how do we reverse addition? Its inverse operation, subtraction. We must subtract 3 to reverse m getting added to by 3. So this is how we're going to solve them. So we know we have to subtract 3, but how would we do that? This is where we introduce the concept of equality. Whatever is done to one side of the equation, it must be done to the other in order to maintain equality. So, with m plus 3 equals 9, we're going to subtract 3 from both sides. This is how it would look. M plus 3 minus 3 equals 9 minus 3. Notice that we are subtracting 3 from both the left and right sides of the equation. Now we can simplify. To simplify the left side, m plus 3 minus 3 is equal to m plus, as I have it here, 3 minus 3, which is equivalent to 0, so we're just left with m. And then 9 minus 3 is 6. Now we simplify the right side, so m equals 6. Here's another example, and I'm going to work through this one as well. N minus 5 equals 7. Think. N is being subtracted by 5, so what would undo that? Addition by 5. So we will add 5 to both sides of the equation. N minus 5 plus 5 equals 7 plus 5. The minus 5 and the plus 5 will cancel each other out, leaving us with n equals 7 plus 5, which is just 12. Now this one, I would like you guys to try, so please pause the video and then unpause when you are ready. Alright, I'm going to assume you guys have tried it, and let's see if you guys got the answer right. The answer is w equals 5. And the reason why is we have to think w is being subtracted by 8, so what would undo that? Addition by 8. So we'll add 8 to both sides. W minus 8 plus 8 equals negative 3 plus 8. The negative 8 and the plus 8 will cancel, leaving us with w equaling negative 3 plus 8, which is 5. We're going to do one more that I do. 5x equals 20. Note, when you see 5x, that just means 5 times x. So, x is being multiplied by 5. So how can I undo that? Division by 5. 5x divided by 5 equals 20 divided by 5. So, the x will just be left on the left side because multiplying by 5 and dividing by 5 undo each other. So x is equal to 20 divided by 5, which is 4. This is going to be the last one. You do. X divided by 5 equals 7. So please pause the video, take a moment, and see if you can do this. I hope you've given it a go at this point. Let's see if you guys got it right. So as we see, x is being divided by 5. So how can I undo that? Multiply by 5. So we're going to multiply by 5 to both sides. The divided by 5 and the times 5 on the left side will cancel each other, and we're left with x equals 7 times 5, which is 35. Now we're going to two-step equations. Two-step equations are equations that require two mathematical steps to solve. For example, 3x plus 5 equals 20. Now the process for this is going to be slightly different but very similar. We need to think, what is happening to x and in what order? First, x is being multiplied by 3. This is seen as, you can see, attached to the x is a 3. And then it is being added to by 5. Again, it is not x that's getting added to by 5, it is 3x. So that's why it's happening second. So in order to get x by itself, we have to reverse the process. So the first step is we'll reverse adding by 5 by subtracting by 5. Then we will reverse by dividing by 3. So this is how it would look. As said, we'll first subtract 5 to both sides to reverse the addition by 5. 3x plus 5 minus 5 equals 20 minus 5, which leaves us with 3x equals 15. Now, this is a one-step equation. So, just like always, we'll divide by 3 to reverse the multiplication by 3. 3x divided by 3 equals 15 divided by 3. The times 3 and dividing by 3 cancel each other out, so we're just left with x on the left side, and we get x equals 5. Now, you guys are going to try one. 6x minus 7 equals 17. Remember to think about what is happening to x in what order. So, I'll give you guys a few seconds, then we can go ahead and solve this. Alright, I hope you've tried it. X is first multiplied by 6 and then subtracted by 7. So now we're going to reverse this process. First, we will reverse subtracting 7 by adding 7. So we'll notice adding 7 to both sides. We're left with 6x equals 24. Again, the minus 7 and plus 7 cancel, and 17 plus 7 is 24. Now we're just left with a one-step equation, which you guys know how to solve by now. We'll reverse multiplying by 6 by dividing by 6. 6x divided by 6 equals 24 divided by 6. The times 6 and divided by 6 cancel on the left side, leaving us with x equals 24 divided by 6, which is 4. Now I'm going to do another one. 3 times, in parentheses, x plus 5 equals 21. So now let's think, what's happening to x and in what order? First, x is being added to by 5. And the reason why is because inside the parentheses, x is being added by 5. So that's how you can indicate what is going first. Then x is being multiplied by 3. So the first thing we should do is reverse x being multiplied by 3. And the way to do that is divide by 3. So we're dividing both sides of the equation by 3, remember. The times 3 and the divided by 3 cancel each other out, leaving us with just x plus 5 on the left side, and that equaling 21 divided by 3, which is 7. Now we'll reverse x being added to by 5 by subtracting 5 from x. X plus 5 minus 5 will equal 7 minus 5. The plus 5 and minus 5 will cancel out, and 7 minus 5 is 2, so x will equal 2. Alright, this should be the last example. X minus 3, the quantity, divided by 7 equals 4. So remember to think, what is happening to x? In what order? So I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to solve the problem. Please pause the video, and when you're ready, come see the answer. Okay, I hope you've tried it. First, x is being subtracted by 3. No, that is a type. Yeah. First, x is being subtracted by 3. Next, it is being divided by 7. So the first thing we should do is reverse x being divided by 7, and the way to do that is multiply by 7. So notice the dividing by 7 and multiplying by 7 cancel each other out. So we're just going to be left with x minus 3 on the left side, and we'll be left with 4 times 7, which is 28, on the right side. Now, x minus 3 equals 28. This is a one-step equation. We will reverse x being subtracted by 3 by adding 3 to x. Notice the minus 3 and the plus 3 will cancel each other out, leaving us with x equals 28 plus 3, which means x will be 31. So, I thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section below. I will be happy to answer. And like and subscribe.